So, we wanted to say hello because it's been a while that we did a live, and so I talked Kevin into it. Yeah, because really he wants to make his liver dinner.
It's Sunday night. I got one piece of liver in the fridge. I'm gonna have a little sauerkraut with it and mash up some sweet potatoes.
Right. So.
And I think we can spice it up with a little hatch chili.
Hatch chili.
Yeah.
Yes, I think some of your viewers know that you love hatch chili. Hey, here's somebody, Big Dave. Hi, Big Dave. So, yeah, we again don't really have a topic. We just wanted to say hi and see if you have any questions. Trucker Ryan, oh, you were #1 on the video today, so congratulations. Thank you for being keen and waiting for those videos to come up. I do have to apologize that I have not been, I mean, for almost a year and a half, I put up a video every day, 10 a.m., and I have been falling down on the job. So I do apologize, but, you know, I'm trying to keep up.
Here's a question, tips for driving in heavy rain or snow. Yeah, don't, see,
in the middle of my apology?
I tend to, in dry weather, I tend to use the Jake brake a lot. Like if I'm going down a hill or even slowing down for a red light, I'll click it down 2, even 3 if necessary. But in slippery conditions like heavy rain and snow, when you hit that Jake brake, you run a risk of jackknifing because the tractor is slowing down so fast and the trailer is still going fast, it might swing around. So you got to rely more on your foot brake than your Jake brake in conditions like that, which means be prepared to stop. You know, you need more advanced warning, which means you need to drive a little bit slower. That's my tip.
That's a good tip. Hey guys, former Werner, now driving for Schaefer, loving it so far. Juan, very good, happy to hear that. You also much happier with Crete than you were with Werner.
That's the thing. Today is 6 months exactly driving for Crete. So I'm starting to compile all the data, you know, and crunch the numbers. So we're going to do a couple of videos on that, summarizing the last 6 months, the advantages over Werner, how much my pay has been, how many miles I'm driving, you know, how many live loads, a lot of different things. So there's a lot of stuff for me to put together. And because yesterday was actually my last, you know, the end of that 6 month period, I'm waiting until Thursday when I get my next check, and then I'll have the full 6 months. So then I can tell you, you know, what we're grossing, how much I'm averaging every week. So there's some important stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks about that. Anybody who's you know, driving for Crete or thinking of driving for Crete, it's information you might want.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you've done a lot of sort of review videos, both when you were with Werner and now with Crete. And yeah. I know you guys out there usually really appreciate those reviews. So hopefully we'll get that one done for you soon. And the other review, and somebody's asking here, is how are you liking the new GPS?
Yeah, we're gonna do a video on that too. We have the 7-inch with the forward-facing camera that we're testing out, but I've still got my 8-inch, my regular old Garmin GPS. So there's some differences just in the different size. You get differences in the display, but the smaller one is also the 710 model, which gives you the satellite image of your destination, which I really like because it shows you, you know, how you're going to get in. You get it like an overhead view of the place, so you can see where the entrances are and where you're going to have problems. So that's pretty cool. But also having the camera facing forward, we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah. So we got a lot of people here. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We got Ms. Cole Black, Entre Guru, Asiatic Soldier, Mark E. We got Jacob Davis. Hi, everybody. Paul Williamson.
I got a question about the
rain
bonus.
In Western Kentucky. Oh, well, we have beautiful weather here. We're actually in Tennessee right now. So beautiful weather and perfect temperature. We went for a 3-hour hike today. We got lost in the woods.
We came down Monteagle Pass last night and got here in the dark. and today we're doing our reset. So we had the day off, so we did, you know, some paperwork and had breakfast and stuff like that, and then we went for a long hike that just down. So we're at the Loves at the bottom of the hill here, and
Mount Eagle,
just
I-24.
in front of the lake here. There's
Right,
a big lake.
I-24?
Yeah, I-24, and so there's a dam, and they made a big lake. And just down from the Loves, if you walk on to the other side of the interstate, there's actually a hiking trail there. It's like 3 miles, and there's some good scenery, and it's 74 degrees here today, so it's a beautiful day. It's just like summer, but there's no mosquitoes, and you got all the fall colors, and there's leaves falling down and crunching under your feet. You got the autumn smells, and everything is really nice. So we're walking around in shorts and t-shirts there.
And after 70 hours and 6 days of sitting, we were ready for some exercise. Okay, who else? What have we got here? Clydesdale, yes! On a Sunday, so we were thinking of all you guys out there in California and hoping with the time difference this would work for you. So happy to see you. And there's Clydesdale. What's up, y'all? Yeah, 6 months already. I know, that's what I said to him today. I was like, it doesn't seem like 6 months already. Hey, Papi Wama Jama, hi. Hello from Madison, Wisconsin. Oh, yeah, we were in Wisconsin, 4 days ago?
Last Friday.
It snowed.
Yeah.
We were not prepared for snow.
No, all our winter clothes are still in Florida. We haven't gotten back there to pick up all that stuff. So no scarf, no toque, no winter gloves, no boots.
We weren't quite ready. I mean, we always keep an emergency set of, warm clothing and stuff, but yeah, we're not totally ready for winter in terms of our clothes. So Topper 7777, hi there. So he's the one up in Madison. Yeah. He's wondering how well the Opti-Idle works, and does it keep you pretty cool in the summer heat?
It's okay. The Opti-Idle, I'd rather have an APU, and I think an APU would just run steady. The Opti-Idle comes on, shuts off, comes on, shuts off all night long. Every time it comes on and you're in the top bunk, it's like somebody grabs you and shakes you, like, wake up, wake up. And some nights it's like once an hour or something, so you don't get a good night's sleep. No. You don't get a full night's sleep. However, now that it's cold, we're just running the furnace under the bunk. So we're not using the heater on the dashboard. So the heater under the bunk keeps it just comfortable enough, and all it does is run the battery down a little bit. So what's happening is that you set the Opti-Idle, but not for climate comfort. You leave it up to the bunk heater, and then about 4 or 5 in the morning, the truck starts up to charge the battery back up because that little fan's been blowing and her APAP's running all night. So and my alarm's set for 4:30, so it kind of works out nice. I get a little pre-wake up shake, and then because the engine is idling and running for so long, it kind of lulls you back to sleep. When it shuts off, it shakes and wakes you up again. Yeah. So in the colder climate, the Opti-Idle is a good thing.
And we were already in 25.
Yeah,
25
degrees up in Wisconsin and Iowa.
So interesting, Crete actually sends out a message maybe a month ago, or actually longer, like 6 weeks ago, they sent out a message and said, hey, be sure to check your bunk heater, make sure it works. And so we had it serviced because it did not work properly. So they started that really early, and we were really grateful because Kevin's like, oh yeah, let's see if it works, and it did not work. So we took it in Wilmer at the terminal, and they fixed it. So yeah, and it was unseasonably cold, so it was a little early. Oh,
there was a comment there that said, did you get that quarterly bonus?
Oh, go ahead. I didn't see it.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I had enough miles and everything, but it's productivity and safety bonus. I got stopped for speeding back in July, and I only got a warning. I did not get a ticket. There was no citation. There's nothing against my CDL, but the safety department, because the cop did a little inspection and then sent it into the company, and it said that I was stopped for speeding, even though I didn't get a ticket. The company governed the truck down to 65, and that's a safety infraction. So, and I still have all my points. I've only got 7 points because I had points to the good.
Crete has a point system.
Yeah, so I've got 12 bad points and because I had good points, now my points are at 7. So as long as you have less than 12 points, you're okay. But there was a safety infraction, so they nixed the bonus. It would have been, we figured it probably would have been about $1,500, like another week's pay.
1,300 or something. So we were very sad because we didn't think it would affect it because it was not officially a ticket. But they said even the warning affects their CSA score.
Right, it affects their scores, so I guess it affects their insurance premiums.
Yeah. So we were sad, and we will, we'll get over it and try again. You had to have a minimum of 30,000 miles in the 3 months, and Kevin did.
I was way over that.
Yeah. So, no, did not get it. What else we got going on here, guys? Again, I can't see them all. They come and disappear. Marianne Soto loves our channel. Clydesdale, nice work. Oh, no toque.
How do you spell that, eh?
Yeah, not like that. Not like that. How do you spell toque? T-O-Q-U-E. No? Toque? Uh-oh. Ask the Canadian. How do you spell it? You don't even know. He's not spelling it. Oh, where are the chat? Okay, let's see. Love to see a tour of your RV.
Yeah, I'd love to see my RV too.
Yeah, we'd like to see it.
It's been a couple of months.
More than that, July. Did you go that? You were there for jury duty. That was July.
Yeah.
Somebody, Mark E, Opti Idle sucks. Yeah, we agree. We agree.
I'm not happy with Opti Idle. If I buy my own truck, it'll have an APU and then just let it run. And then you're not getting dinged for idling too many hours by the company too,
Clydesdale. So you want to know where I'm heading in January for my first company? I can't wait. Yes,
where are you
of course we want to know. Will you tell us here in the comments? Please? Look, Trucker Ryan wants to know. Oh, Mark E wants to know.
Why were you speeding?
Yeah, why were you speeding,
Why was
Kevin?
I speeding?
It's an interesting story.
July 29th.
July? Was it July?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the Walmart dedicated in Cheyenne, Wyoming. They gave me 4 stops in one day. So I went all the way to Rifle, Denver, hit 4 Walmarts all in one day, unloading at each one, moving the barriers and all that back and forth. And then I was coming back to Denver.
On I-70.
On I-70 at the top of the hill, where you come down into Denver off I-70 off the mountain. And it was after like 13 and a half hours. And there's a point right at the top of the hill where it says speed limit 60, trucks 45. Didn't see the sign. I was still doing 60 and cars were still passing me. Trailer was empty. I wasn't like out of control. I didn't feel like I was in any danger or anything. I was Jake riding it down the hill just under 60 miles an hour, and there's a cop sitting on the shoulder. So I wasn't aware that I should have been doing 45. I must have blinked and missed the sign or whatever, and there you go. And the cop was nice. It's just like, I'm not going to give you a ticket, just a little warning, just be careful because it's a dangerous area. We have a lot of trucks go off the road because it's a long, steep hill, and I know that. But like I said, I didn't think I was in any danger at all. I was in complete control, but the speed limit's the speed limit.
But so basically he didn't realize he was speeding because he didn't see the sign. So, but not seeing the sign is also not good.
No, you gotta watch your signs. You gotta read your signs all the time.
Hard lesson and financially painful lesson.
Clydesdale says Leonard's Express, Caldwell,
Idaho. Ooh.
What? All the way to Idaho.
It's temperature controlled. Main headquarters, Farmington, New York. Wow. Well, congratulations. Okay, so I just want to say, Clydesdale was one of our very first subscribers. So I'm giving you a big shout out here, Clydesdale. And, we had like I said, few subscribers at the beginning, so there was a lot of communication. And in the comments someday I was saying we were heading, oh no, you had said, if you ever come to Fontana, right, let me know. And so we did, and we actually met up with Clydesdale and went for breakfast at a very small little Mexican place just around the corner from the Werner terminal in Fontana. And it was just such a joy to meet him. If any of you ever have a chance meeting Clydesdale, he's an awesome guy and was so excited to meet us, which blew our minds, right? Because we're new to YouTube. We don't know. There's like people out there following our journey. It was all like this very amazing, eye-opening experience to sort of also realize like each of these names that we see, you guys are all like real people. And so to meet Clydesdale, blew our mind and his mind, and the whole thing was just really awesome. And so he's been working on a plan to get his CDL. Well, actually, he had his CDL years ago and was working on a plan to get back to driving. And so now he, he planned it out for a year and a half. He's been working on this. He got his CDL, and now we all got to see where you're going to start driving in January. So big round of applause. Put it in the comments. Congratulations, Clydesdale. And, obviously we hope it works out really well for you. And yeah, it's fun to see, some of you, we see the comments of how you're growing into trucking. We've had a lot of people who started watching our channel when they were just thinking about becoming drivers and then going to school and getting their CDL. And so we always celebrate that with you guys, because it's it makes us feel good that we can help you with some of our experiences. Like, for example, watch out on I-70. Coming from the Eisenhower Tunnel, there's a sign somewhere that says 45. So we love giving you guys the heads up, and we love inspiring you to live your best life, really, if that includes trucking, hopefully, Anyway, so Clydesdale, oh, I'm glad you can't see my alligator tears. Oh, you're so sweet. Anyway, okay. Hit us with some more questions, guys, because it was really hard talking Kevin into putting off his liver dinner for an hour. Let's see here. Gabriel just got a violation. Sorry about that. Yeah, well, but just, pick yourself up and keep on going. Water under the bridge. Time to move on. All right. I don't see any questions coming up here. So, Kevin, got anything you want to... Oh, what's for dinner?
You want to know? Like I said, I got one piece of liver in the fridge here. I got 2 sweet potatoes. I got some sauerkraut and even a little hatch chili. That's what I'm whipping up tonight. Yeah, it's liver night.
Checking in from Memphis, Tennessee. Giants are 6-1. I really enjoy all your videos. Thank you. Who are they playing?
Giants.
Who are they playing? Who are they playing? We're in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's Memphis.
Jim B. Hey, Jim B. Also one of our very early subscribers, also in SoCal. So this is why I wanted to do this today, because Sunday, you guys with the sort of Monday through Friday jobs, I know you can't make it on early afternoons in the week. So Sunday night is a good time for being able to have you guys join us. Okay, what else is going on here? I have to keep touching my screen to see the comments. Liver dinner on your time, yeah. Well, I don't know. We share the cost of groceries, so I don't think it's really...
I'll be cooking.
This is not working very well.
Packers blow. Oh, that's too bad.
Is that who the Giants are playing? Does Crete have any dedicated accounts?
Yeah, Crete has dedicated. We were Tanya put up a picture of JT, who we ran into in Lenore, Tennessee the other day.
Texas.
And he's on his first week with Crete, and he got on Kellogg's out of Florida. So he's just driving the Southeast, the regional dedicated. So he'll be home every weekend, and he's got a family, so he's very glad to be going home like that. And Crete has Walmart dedicated as well, working out of their distribution centers. I helped them out up in Cheyenne. They got one in Park Valley, is that what it's called? South of Oklahoma City. Pauls Valley. South of Oklahoma City. There's one in Lincoln, I think.
I think there's 5 different places where they have the dedicated Walmart.
Yeah, so check with a recruiter or fleet and see if there's something in your neighborhood if you want to start doing a little more regional.
Yeah, they do have it. So we don't know everything they have, so you do need to speak to a recruiter, and we always put the phone number down below. Also, we had Cassidy's phone number under all of our videos, but it seems she's not there anymore. So don't call Cassidy. just call recruiting. All right, Sean wants to know, what made you get into trucking? That is a good question, and Kevin's gonna have a story for you.
Maybe you missed that video, but we moved up to the mainland from a little island down in the Caribbean, and we bought a motorhome, and we traveled the whole country for 3 years. COVID hit and shut us down, locked us down. We were stuck in Phoenix, Arizona for a year. So I got a job at Amazon because I thought it would be good to bring in some money, and I figured that COVID thing, that'll be over in a month, maybe 2, you know, so we'll just make a little cash. So a year later, I'm like, oh my God, it's
9
like
months.
It's like a prison sentence.
Yeah.
Like, what else can we do?
9
And
months.
it seemed that at the time, trucking was really taking off. People were sitting at home ordering stuff, and trucks were running all over the country like crazy, and wages kept going up in trucking. And it was a way for us to get back on the road and continue seeing the country, which we really, really missed. We missed being on the road, which we did in our motorhome for so long. And it was something that I could get into because I've done a lot of different careers in my life, and it was something that I could get into without going through a 4-year apprenticeship or 2 years of college, or starting at the bottom and basically, you know, working for minimum wage and waiting 10 years to get up into management or something like that. I went to school for 4 weeks, got on with a trucking company, and I was earning twice what I made at Amazon right off the bat. And now with Crete, I'm making even more. So how many trades, how many businesses, how many careers can you get into where you have a minimum education and you go to such a high level of earning in such a short time? This is really good. And I'm at my age, I don't have time to get into something and put in 20 years and, you know, start from the bottom and all that sort of thing. So I figure this is doing me the next 5 years, and then I'm retiring. I'm done. So
Yeah.
I spent 25 years in printing, and ain't going back to that. That industry is not what it used to be. You know, with the internet and people, businesses consolidating. Where I grew up, we had a newspaper in every small town, and they shut them all down, and they print in one place and just drive them to the little towns now. Yeah. So all, you know, 10 printing operations shut down. All those guys are out of work.
And
it's not going to be what it was in the 80s and 90s.
Wages are almost the same as they were in the 80s.
Wages,
and 90s.
a lot of places, wages are what they were in the 80s. So I'm not going back to that. No.
And then you built boats for a while in St. Croix, and then we actually had a landscaping and property management business for 11 years.
Yep.
And then, like he said, we came to the mainland, bought a motorhome, and we were traveling around selling jewelry. We made some of it, we bought some of it, and had a really great time. Went to 40 states in the motorhome, worked shows, and then COVID shut us down when we happened to be in Phoenix. So, but the main thing I'd like to say to the question as to why did Kevin get into trucking, he loves driving.
Mm-hmm.
when we had the motorhome, you know, we lived on this little island that was what, 80 square miles or something?
25 long and 5 miles
Yeah,
wide.
tiny
So
little
road
island.
trip. The road trip lasted 45 minutes.
And so when we got to the mainland and bought the motorhome, oh my God, he loved driving the motorhome. And so, you know, the trucking kind of feeds that
Every day's a road trip.
Yep, the road trip thing, and
I
for
like
us,
if I'm going somewhere, like when we used to go on driving vacations. To me, the fun part was the driving, the travel itself. And then you'd get to the destination, you'd be like, oh, it's over, you know, okay, we'll have fun here for a week, but then we're gonna drive home again. Yeah.
So he loves driving. Anyway, let's see what other questions we have here. Liver, how do you cook liver in the truck?
We got one of those electric frying pans and an inverter. You got to really watch the wattage though. Tanya burned out our last power strip because she turned it up too high. Keep it on a low enough heat. You don't need to turn it to 1,000 degrees and flash fry it or anything like that. We got our Teflon coated frying pan, and we've steamed squash in it. We can cook eggs, bacon, hamburger, all kinds of stuff. But just fry it in the pan. That's it. With the inverter, you gotta have the engine running when you use the inverter and the frying pan, or otherwise the batteries will shut it all down.
I want to show it to you guys because we get cooking questions on the channel.
Yep.
So we have this with this, right? And then we just plug it in. We pull out the little table here, can set it on the table. The one we had before didn't have such a nice rubber bottom, so actually Kevin would put it on the floor and then cook kneeling in front of the pan.
Here's our other appliance. We got this now 800 watt because the Crete inverter is only good for 1200, so our last kettle was too powerful for this truck. But with this, you can boil water, make tea or coffee in the morning. But I will take the sweet potatoes and cut them up, put them in here with some water, and boil them in this.
Yeah.
And it works. Sweet potatoes don't take as long as regular potatoes to cook when you're boiling potatoes. So this thing does a fine job. Once it's done boiling, it switches itself off, and if you leave it sit for another 2 minutes, they're done. And if you like them real soft, you can turn it on for another couple of minutes. But what happens then is you get a lot of mush in here, and it takes you a long time to clean it. Don't do that. Cook them till they're just cooked, and get them out of there, and then you won't have as much trouble cleaning it. So we're gonna have boiled sweet potatoes, fried liver, and sauerkraut tonight. Yeah.
Okay, and somebody says it's gonna stink for a week.
It will smell like liver, and there'll be grease splattered all over the inside of the truck, and I'll be wiping it all down tomorrow.
Oh, but we'll have iron in our system, so that's good.
I need the iron.
He
yeah.
needs the iron. All right. Dedicated Walmart in the wintertime, do they make you throw on the irons? The
chains on the tires?
No, they don't really want you driving where you need
if
chains.
You're in Cheyenne, Wyoming, often the roads up there, I-80 gets closed if there's a bad storm and drifts across the road, and then you're stuck. They just shut you down, and you sit there until the road's clear. We carry chains, though. We've got a full set of chains on the truck. Most of the Crete trucks do. So they are there if you need them, but no mega carrier wants you driving around in conditions that are that bad, because you're jeopardizing their investment in equipment.
Yes. Okay. Juanito wants to know if you go to the Crete. Oh no, you're telling us. Oh, thank you. If you go to the Crete website and choose your state, and it will tell you if there is a dedicated account in that area.
Good
Thank
tip.
you very much. That is a good tip. Oh, and if you do decide to drive for Crete, by the way, if you could use our referral code, that would be awesome. SLOKEV, SLOKEV. Just throwing that in.
Yeah.
And those of you who have done it, we want to thank you very, very much, because we really do appreciate it. At Crete, you get a $500 payment if somebody uses your referral and finishes orientation. And then you used to get 3 cents a mile for every mile they drove in the first year, but they recently dropped that down to 1 cent a mile because they don't need as many drivers anymore, I guess. So they've kind of curtailed that. So, you know, if Crete is a good fit for you and you choose to come here, then if you use our SLOKEV, we'd really appreciate it. But you know, make sure it's a good fit for you. It's working out great for Kevin and me. We like it here.
Yeah, they call
Though
me.
we prefer the blue of the Werner truck.
They call me Slow Kev. I don't know how I get stopped for speeding.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got lots of stuff, you
wait,
know.
you missed
Lots
one.
of other. What?
Is that?
Have you broke
Okay.
down your pay to an hourly rate? I drive local and have always wanted to go over the road. Oh, you have a video.
I
on
did a
that.
video on that when I was talking about why there's so much turnover in trucking, because it's a 70-hour work week, and if you were an hourly wage earner, you wouldn't even work 70 hours. If you worked more than 50, they'd be paying you double time. So if you broke down those 70 hours in that way, like 40 hours at straight time, and then another like 10 at a time and a half, and another 20 hours at double time on top of that, if you figure all that out with the pay I was getting at Werner, it only worked out to like $14-15 an hour or something. It's ridiculous.
But you can't really look at it like that.
Yeah, you can't
know?
compare it that way, because in a sense, if you were working hourly, you wouldn't get those hours. Any company that would make you work 70 hours a week, knowing they'd have to pay you double time, they'd be out of business in a year, because nobody would pay that kind of wages to anybody.
And
they'd just hire more people. They'd save money.
And I will say, you know, it's like, yes, you're working 70, but you're out here the whole time. So it's not like you're working 70 and then going home. In a way, you're out here all the time. So we have had some viewers, you know, say, oh, well, you can't calculate it like that. Like, it only, if you actually count the 24-hour cycle, like let's say you work 6 days, and that's what we usually do, 6 days driving, and then we take a reset.
Because you're responsible for the truck and the load and everything else. So even when you're off for 10 hours, technically you are working. You're not at home in your bed, you know, cooking in your kitchen and snuggling with your wife.
Oh, well,
You're
you could
here
snuggle with your wife.
sometimes.
He just brought his wife along. But
the
for
point
us,
is 24 hours a day is what you're actually working. And if you took your paycheck and divided into all those hours, you're not even making 10
Yeah.
bucks an
So
hour.
the thing with OTR, when you first start, most rookie positions are OTR. And you will learn a lot and it'll be hard. There's a huge turnover rate in that first year. But if you can make it through that, then you have a lot of different options. Then you can, get local or even, home daily or home every weekend. There's a lot of opportunity once you get a little bit of experience under your belt. For us, OTR is good because that's what we want. We want to see the country. We love the adventure of it, but it's not for everyone, and we don't have a home. And as you see, I'm with him, not all the time. I do get off the truck and visit family and friends. But you need to think about how that lifestyle would work for you. And so, yeah, if you want to see the country, OTR is great and you do get paid, but if you do the math on what you're getting paid hourly, then it doesn't look so good. But the paycheck at the end does look good.
Paycheck is good.
You
I'm making paychecks I've never made before in my life. So that's where it stands right now with Crete. So, and because we don't have a house and we don't have kids and we can live like this, it's okay for now to be out here all this time.
Yeah. All right. Fast Joe wants to know what island. St. Croix.
You see this? Anybody ever noticed that on me before? That's called the Crucian hook. Anybody who's been to St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands will have one of these. So keep your eye out for one and say, hey, Crucian, what's happening?
All right. William Jones, new to the channel. Oh, thank you. Glad that you're enjoying our channel. Do we recommend Crete? Absolutely. Yes, we do.
Oops.
You've been driving for 6 years and been thinking about driving for Schaefer. Would like your advice about it. So, we don't know that much about Schaefer, but it's the same company.
Yeah.
And we're very happy. So keep your eye out for the 6-month review that Kevin's going to do. And you can look in our videos. We already have, he had a 1-month review and just some other times you're talking about it.
Yeah, we compared Werner and Crete. I don't know who you're driving for right now, but there were some major differences. I'm getting more miles, I'm getting higher cents per mile, and I'm getting practical miles, whereas Werner was paying zip code. So you drive until the zip code starts and you're getting paid for only those miles. Then you got to go another 20 miles to get to the customer. You don't get paid for that. So I figured out over a year I drove 10% of the time for free. I did not like that. So I don't know what your
pet peeves.
Yeah, I don't know what your situation is where you are now, but call a recruiting office and ask them, what they pay and what it's going to be like. But Crete and Schaefer have a lot of other things going for them. They got the referral bonuses. They got the quarterly productivity bonuses.
As long as you're not getting a speeding ticket.
Profit sharing.
Well, speeding warning.
They got the good benefit package and all that kind of stuff. I like also the fact that they pay the OTR guys a good cents per mile rate. And with Werner, it seemed to me the guys on dedicated runs were getting a better rate, and they were home every week, sometimes during the week too. And I'm out here for 3 weeks at a time and I'm getting paid less than those guys. To me, that didn't seem right. I'm making more of a sacrifice. So,
and I think Crete
Crete appreciates that. They show it.
They do. All right. Could we buy a more powerful inverter and have it installed?
Yes, we could.
But they don't really like you modifying their trucks. So we've kind of heard from drivers that have done it, but also maybe not.
We could go out and buy a 2,000 watt inverter for $200 or $300, cha-ching, and then have one of their mechanics put it in for us on a truck we don't own that they could yank us out of any day, where we would have to get it torn back out and take it to our next truck. What's the point? All I had to do was buy another kettle. That's the only sacrifice we had to make with this inverter.
Yeah.
So that was a lot easier path.
Okay, John, I like your sense of humor. The motorhome is like driving a truck, except you don't have to stop at the scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Clyde still had to go. What else have we got here? Let's see. Oh, okay. So what is our favorite NFL team? Do y'all plan on trying other trucking divisions like flatbed? So,
go ahead.
So Kevin was from Canada, and we lived in the Virgin Islands 20 years. There's no team there, and so we don't have a team.
Yeah, we're not big fans of professional sports. I've been to live hockey games, and I thought that was really exciting, and you know, the crowd environment and the energy and everything. It's fun, but we don't spend time looking at professional sports, and we don't follow it. And don't get me started about what they pay those guys.
Oh, yeah.
But let me say, once a year, we catch the Super Bowl.
That's
just
our
because,
thing.
Because it is an exciting event, and it's such a spectacle, and the halftime show, and you know, we'll even bet on opposing teams and get into a real fight. But that, to us, that's the only time we're really interested in professional sports. I can't watch golf.
But we have family members who have teams,
Yes.
and so then, you know, if their team is playing and we happen to hear about it or whatever, then we're happy for them if their team does well. But yeah. And when we were buying a motorhome, it was really funny actually, because we were looking at different ones, and there were some that had the TV outside.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to Kevin, I said, well, if we buy a motorhome that has the outside television, we'd have to pick a team, because that's what it's for, right?
Yeah.
You sit at the campsite and have the TV, have the game playing. So that was funny, but we don't have one on the outside. So anyway, no team. Other questions? Would you try out a different division, like flatbed, for example?
Flatbed or something like that. We talked about that before I even went to CDL school. I'm 60 years old. I don't want to get out there in bad weather, strapping and tarping and all that stuff. I'm very happy with dry van, drop and hook, and that sort of thing. And I tried refrigerated when I was helping out the dedicated Walmart fleet in Cheyenne. They gave me refrigerated trailers for the whole week. I've done that. Not impressed with it. And what else? There tankers, like bulk tankers or something like that.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting, and those guys do very well. And I've seen a lot of those dry bulk tankers. Those guys drive nice trucks. I'm impressed with that. So you never know what might come up in the future. We were talking to a lady at the coffee
At Love's
thing at the Love's today, and her husband owns a trucking company, and it's all they haul clay in bulk tankers and
clay and those
dump trucks.
Yeah, and those of you who've been watching the channel recently, I said, "Oh, clay, that's what goes in kitty litter."
Yes.
And she said, as a matter of fact, my husband picked up a kitty litter account during COVID. So
Yeah.
that was really funny. So thanks to those of you who let us know what goes in kitty litter. Hello from Springfield, Massachusetts. Dana, hi, loves our channel. Timothy drives for Wiley Sanders and loves our content. And he's been able to get his wife to ride with him for 6 weeks. Yay!
Yeah, that gets tough after the first 3 weeks. So if you get to 6 weeks, that's very good for you and your relationship. Congratulations.
Yeah, no, what? It's challenging, you know. It's
Sometimes.
a small space, and
We're getting better at it though.
yeah, but it's a lot of fun too. So let's see here,
Wait,
Mario.
oh, you missed one.
70 hours is too many hours, not safe. The CPM scam. Yes,
Too many
it is.
tired drivers. Yeah,
Yes.
the first year I was out here, I pushed every day to run my clock out or drive as many miles as I could, and that really drove Tanya crazy too. So having her on board, I learned to slow down a bit and keep it down to 10 hours, 11 hours a day at the most, so we still have time to do things in the evening and we're not as burned out. After 14 hours, you're like, ugh, and you just crash. You don't even feel like eating. You're that tired, you don't even eat. So yeah, let's
Try to keep it a little
moderate
more
it a little
balanced.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mario said that he remembers a video where you were discussing going with Crete or Martin, and what was sort of the deciding thing. They're both good companies.
Martin, I like Martin because they got Kenworths, they got pretty trucks, they pay very well. I think they were at 62 cents a mile, but they were paying the zip code miles, which really, I didn't like that with Werner, and I wasn't going to do that again because I really felt ripped off. I really felt like I was giving it away for free, and I don't like being taken advantage of like that. And that's why we chose Crete over Martin.
Yes.
Like their trucks though.
Yeah. So let's see here. It's a lifestyle, says Halte. Yep. Hey, Trucker Ryan says, hit the thumbs up, everyone. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. We'd appreciate that. And Danny is training OTR right now with a driver trainer, and the trainer is good, so we're happy to hear that. Has lots of experience. One thing I'm nervous about though is kicking off my career in the winter. Do you guys have any pointers?
Yeah, slow down. slow down, check the weather. When you're doing your trip planning, check the weather for all the places you're going, because from city to city, it could be drastically different. A cold front will blow in and hit Lincoln, Nebraska, and Kansas City will be sunny, or, you know, whatever. And watch on the dashboard. If you look at, I know the Freightliner and the Kenworth both had it, it'll tell you the outside temperature. And if you're driving along and it's, you know, 35, 36 degrees and everything's nice, and suddenly it says 32 degrees, you're going to start seeing ice, and you won't know it's ice. The road might look a little wet and you'll think, oh, it just rained here, and suddenly you're sliding. Keep an eye on that temperature, and you might say, you know, it rained or it was slushy or whatever, and suddenly everything's covered in ice. And lay off the Jake brake unless you really have to when you're driving in winter, because you can jackknife. If your truck's slowing down faster than your trailer, the trailer will try to get ahead and go forward, and you don't want that to happen, because then you're in the ditch and lying on your side.
And I will say, I mean, really checking the weather. Like, you're not going to end up, you know, taking I-70 through the mountains, for example. You'll decide to, you know, go down through Albuquerque if you're heading to the West Coast. I mean, you really want to keep an eye on the weather, I think. And your
company shouldn't insist that you carry on through bad weather. If you have to shut down, you shut down. Your life's worth more than that load.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. Safety first. So we have a lot of comments. I think I'm falling behind here, but here's somebody, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Che Dao. Happy that you can watch live as well. So 48 OTR. Putting on his glasses. Now he shows his age.
Let me just read this again. Young feller. Zidao Kyo.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Hi, I could watch you live. I am 48 state ORT.
Did he say it correctly? I don't know. Is
Werner,
it Vietnamese? Let us know.
Not happy with
not the pay.
Oh. Well, if you're new to the industry, Werner's a good company to start with, because they'll take you with no experience. There are other companies that will do that too. And you got 4 months in. Sounds like you're doing good. You're still behind the wheel, and you haven't hit anything yet, I hope. But call Crete and ask them if they will take you at 4 months or 6 months or whatever, and then you got something to shoot for.
So we did a video because we had found out that at 6 months they would take drivers from certain companies and then have them out with a trainer, and then at 8 months they would take certain people without a trainer. And recently we heard that might have changed. So call recruiting and find out when they are willing to take people with how much experience. We ran into an actual Crete trainer who said he has a total rookie, and we were very confused. So it might be that they're changing that. So we did make a video, but it might be old news. So. What?
Highway junkies out there. Hi, Rick. How you doing, bud?
Oh yeah! Hi, nice.
Yeah, well, Rick works for Werner. He was on a dedicated Best Buy and doing really good. He's really enjoying it, and he loves his Kenworth.
Yes. Yep. And that brings us to the next question. Timothy wants to know if you would. He's got a KWT680 named Layla, and is wondering if you wanted another Kenny Riggs. They could date.
I want
Kenny
how
and
did
Layla.
You know it was a girl?
I like that. I like Layla. And Kenny Riggs, do you want another Kenny Riggs?
I want another Kenworth. I'm driving this freight shaker for 6 months now, and there were a lot of advantages and cool things and differences with the Kenworth that I appreciate. But I miss the Kenworth. Every time I see one, I kind of wish I was sitting in it.
Yeah, and now he's seeing the new ones too. The 23s are already out. Oh, he's always like drooling. I'm like, Kevin, stop it. Douglas, hi. The CPL. Okay, Tanya, do you think you'll get a CDL and drive team? We get that question a lot, and I am not interested in driving.
She's scared enough as a passenger.
I'm just not interested in driving. I'd rather do YouTube, and I have many other talents, but I'm not interested in driving. And truthfully, neither of us are interested in, even if I were to want to drive, we don't want to drive team. We like to shut down. We like to get a good night's sleep when things aren't moving and shaking. And so it's just not what we're looking to do. A lot of, we meet a lot of people who do team. I just spoke with somebody here at Loves who drove team with her husband for 14 years and then with her son for 2 years. But it's not what we want to do. So, yeah, get that question a lot, and I have answered it a number of times, and I haven't changed my mind. Still don't want to do it.
A whole bunch of them just came up
Yeah.
there.
Oh, we're falling behind here.
Right.
Here.
Next.
Another question. They're predicting a slowdown in freight nationwide. Have you experienced that yet?
I think for me, things slowed down a bit in September. I noticed the pre-planned loads weren't coming in like they used to. You know, I'd get them well in advance, and I had to actually start sending messages. Hey, what's the next load? You know, you haven't sent me the next load. Is there a pre-planned load? What's available? And it's picked back up again as far as that goes. Not as many really long loads. Like I had some that were.
You had a 2,000.
Like,
you had one that was over 2,000 miles.
2,000 miler. When was that? Back in August. And in September, things cut down. I had a couple of runs that were like 1,000 miles, and everything else has been shorter. So, and I asked. I made it a point to ask, you know, hey, can you send me to the West Coast? Give me something that'll get me way out there, you know, so I get a really long run, because that's how I got long runs before. They'd get me all the way to the West Coast and bring me all the way back again. So you're getting 1,000, 2,000. I like driving out west, and I want to see the country and all that. And so in September, and even in the early part of October, I was asking for those loads out west, and I didn't get them. They just kept running us around the Midwest. We got as far as Dallas, I think, in Lincoln, Nebraska, Oklahoma, but we didn't get past that.
No, we didn't.
So I don't think the really long runs are out there right now, but I do think it is going to pick up again for Christmas. The regular season, October, November, things start going crazy again. I think we're going to see that.
And with Crete, you know, they have really good customers. They're not on a load board. They have dedicated customers, and we haven't sat waiting for a load.
No.
We haven't necessarily been stacked out as much as I thought we would be. But before we finish a load, he's already got his pre-assigned load. We have not had a situation where we're like with Werner. Oh my God, the stress of sitting around and waiting for a load assignment, and you can't go anywhere because you're waiting for, you know, when's my load assignment coming in? And now Kevin always has his load assigned before he finishes the load he's on. And I didn't watch it. I was going to tell you, Highway Junkie, congratulations. He's got a 2023.
You got a 23.
Don't cry. Don't cry.
Must be nice. Are you getting better gas mileage with it, you think? Or wait, you missed one above his. Go up there. It says, you ever have any close calls in the truck? Oh, we've had a few interesting situations with four-wheelers like zipping in front of us, you know, passing on their head. A guy pass on the shoulder and then whip in front of us. Or we're doing the governor race where this guy's doing 64 miles an hour and I'm doing 65 and coming up, and some four-wheeler come up and zip between us. That's happened. Two motorcycles did that once.
That was bad. But it didn't seem like close to accident. The closest we've come to an accident is when he blew the steer tire when he was still with Werner. We were coming through Albuquerque, and the driver's side steer tire blew out. That was scary.
Yanked us into the other lane, and then I had to yank it. And we were in the middle of 3 lanes, so I still had to get over. Take a ramp while there's cars in that lane and everything. That was touch and go.
And I don't want to bore anyone if you've seen all those videos already, but I want to say again, you know, people sometimes get very down on Werner, and we, you know, decided to leave after a year, but we still really believe it's a good company to start with. And the thing that we said in those videos, and since then, they had a simulator. You might want to talk about that.
Their training program is really good. And I've always believed in really good training in any career I've had. You have to teach people. You have to improve. And, you know, as you get better at something, you teach people what you learn so they improve and they move up, and you pass it along. You're always helping the guys, you know, learning and all that. And Werner has hundreds and hundreds of lessons that are available to their employees right on their app, on their phone. And they have simulators. They can teach you how to drive an 18 speed. This simulator will do that. It'll show you how to drive in snow, rain, animals, pedestrians crossing the road, whatever. And it's a good learning experience. And there was actually a simulator run that I did where a steer tire blew out, and I was prepared for it because of that.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah. So we're very grateful for that. Any other close accidents?
I've had people in front of us suddenly hit the brakes, and we've had to slam the brakes pretty hard to, not run into them. And it's because somebody in front of them hit the brakes, and so on and so on. So that happened once or twice.
Yeah.
And it just reminds you to keep your distance.
Yeah.
There's no need to go so fast that you're riding somebody's tail.
We've passed a lot of accidents.
Yeah, we've seen a lot
But
of
we've
bad-
been very lucky
bad
so
stuff.
far. Anyway, Entre Guru from Los Angeles. Hi there. With Werner and looking for a new company. No accidents, no violations, 7 months in. Well,
Yeah.
call Crete
Call Crete.
Recruiting. Find out when you can come over here.
Crete
You'll
will
make a
take
lot
you.
better money with less stress.
How do you like
Skele-
driving in Los Angeles?
Skeletor, hi.
Skeletor!
Yeah, and who we have here? Sam R. I love running south, north, west, anything east I hate. A lot of traffic out here. Do you prefer going to a certain area?
Oh, it disappeared.
Oh, wait. Y'all are talking about
it
it
now.
now.
But how much freedom does Crete give y'all to
Choose where to go next.
Yeah, we're I'm a company driver. I'm OTR. When they give me a load, I can turn it down if it's not productive, if it's not, if it means I'll be sitting around 10 hours waiting for it, or if I'm going to get there Tuesday and the customer won't take it till Wednesday or Thursday, that's unproductive, so I can turn it down on that basis. Or if I don't think I have enough hours to make a load, I can turn it down. But if they gave me a load, going to New York City, I would call my fleet manager and say, hey, I really don't want to go there, and he would probably be understanding. But that said, if there's some place I really want to go, I will call him and say, hey, I'd like to go to Seattle, or can you get me a load going to Michigan, or I want to visit my friends in California, and they'll work to get me out there. We have home time coming up. We're going back to North Carolina to visit some friends there again.
Mm-hmm.
And I had put in a request to go there because I'd come up to 3 weeks out, and I said, don't send me back to my home terminal in Florida. I want to go to North Carolina. And I got a response, so we're headed there next. And like I said, I can ask if I want to go someplace.
Yeah. Definitely. Blues Trucker wants to know if you have put any thought into tractor purchase program at Crete.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
We talk about it a lot now because, the next step is going owner-operator. And Crete has a pretty good program. We ran into a guy in Marietta who's an owner-operator. He bought his truck last year. I was surprised at the price and the mileage that was on the truck that he bought.
Was it 65,000?
Okay, 64,000 with 4,000 down, and the payments I think went over 32 or 33 months, and the truck only had like 380,000 miles on it. I thought the trucks would all be like 450, 500,000 or whatever. And he said with the maintenance, you can get the maintenance done at Crete terminals for a reduced price instead of going to a dealer and paying like $200 an hour. The fuel surcharges and discounts and everything means you're only paying 70 cents a gallon for your diesel fuel. That's a no-brainer. I mean, if you're owner-operator, that's like a 30-year cost, all the fuel you go through, and it's $5-6 a gallon now. 70 cents a gallon? Woo! And then you're on their insurance. Maintenance, they take a little bit off, so there's like an escrow account so that when you do have to get a repair done, you've already got money banked for it, so they're thinking ahead. They're doing all the bookkeeping, all the, paying the tolls, paying this, paying that, and they deduct it off your check. So you don't have to hire a bookkeeper to do all your owner-operator bookkeeping and take this huge box of receipts and stuff to an accountant at the end of the year and all that. They're doing all the work for you and giving you a good deal on the truck. They're giving you a good deal and then they're giving you a good deal paying you the pretty decent mileage. And you can refuse loads when you're at that level as an owner operator. You say, no, I don't want to go to New York City. I'm turning that load down. No, I'm not going to take this load because it's 48,000 or 45,000 pounds and my fuel economy is going to be 6 miles a gallon.
We haven't done it. This is what we hear. So we haven't.
This is what this guy told us.
Do not have the experience, so we can't say for sure.
Then I called the owner operator department at Crete and had a talk with them and confirmed all these things that this guy told me because it sounded too good to be true. But he also said Crete is not doing the owner-operator program right now because the price of the trucks are so high. So it will be coming up again, and in the meantime, we're talking about it between ourselves
And you guys.
trying to feel it out and see if it would be a good step.
Yeah, so.
That's all I have to say about that for now.
Okay, we have somebody here we need to congratulate.
Oh, yeah?
Douglas, any advice for a new trucker? I'm leaving tomorrow morning with my TE for a week. I'm excited. Any advice? Congratulations, first of all.
Yeah, good. Glad you're a trucker now. And when I was out with my trainer for 3 weeks, I did not spend any time in the bunk unless I really needed to rest. I was up front watching everything he did, learning everything. If the truck stopped, I would jump out of the bunk and see what was going on. If we went over, even fueling, I was out there helping and doing everything I could to get as much out of this guy as I could, and practice the backing into spots. If you're at a truck stop, a warehouse, a loading dock, you want to be the guy backing up the truck, because that is a skill you really have to work on. Even now, I still
He practices.
Practicing and thinking about, let's do a blind side today just to see if I can do it. And looking, you got to be able to judge the distance from you to the trucks in the row between you, and figure out maybe you should be doing a 90, maybe it's too close for a 45. So it's a very important skill, really important. And now we're coming into the cold months. You're going to learn about how to handle your truck in colder weather and things to watch out for under these conditions.
Yeah.
So yeah, good time.
Ask questions. Learn.
Yep.
And practice. So, okay, we're getting here now. We got 4 minutes left, because then Kevin wants to cook his liver. And
Yeah, get out and look when you're backing.
yeah.
Yeah, good one.
Okay. What else we got here?
Listen to your trainer. Yeah, Sam B. He's got good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from Bakersfield, I had to drive to City of Industry in Los Angeles Thursday, and the traffic was crazy. Then heading north, the Grapevine was crazy. Yes, that's terrible driving in Los Angeles, and that's part of the. Woo, jeez. I just get butterflies. Like, I'm so antsy to get the hell out of there and get out on the open highway every time I'm in that area.
Moving the tandems. Oh, that's a very good point. CPM
Moving
scam.
the tandems to the rear makes backing easier. I find moving the tandems as far forward makes backing easier, because the truck, the trailer will have a tighter turning radius. When they're all the way to the back, it takes, yeah, but then the point that you're pivoting is right at the back of the trailer too. So that's another factor. You should be practicing with both.
Yeah, and see
Tandems
which one
forward
you
and
find
tandems
better.
back.
I know you
but
prefer
I've noticed
forward.
the setup is almost the same, whether the tandems are forward or back. If you're doing a 45, you come past your space and then to the next space, and then when you're past that space, you make a hard right and go out until you're pointed at 90 degrees, or like parallel to your spot. You're at 90 degrees to the trucks, and then take it hard left until you're at the 9 o'clock position, and then it'll almost walk itself in there if you set it up right. Yeah.
Oh, I think we should show them what we got. We were at the Lincoln terminal.
Yeah,
the
we
other
went to
day,
the Lincoln
and
terminal.
We got something. We're gonna
Saturday.
make videos with.
I thought we did a video.
No, we're gonna. Well, we did. But look what we got.
Yeah, toy Crete truck.
So that we can make videos where we talk about the maneuvers, because we get a lot of questions. Excuse me, bit my cheek. A lot of questions about maneuvers, and now we have a little truck. So watch for the truck. We're going to be making videos in the future with that.
Make the truck go backwards.
Okay, Sam R. Wow, Sam R. has been driving since he was 17, 18 years old. He's 27. And has trained people older, younger, and wants to know about your trainer. Was your trainer younger than you?
I think
the same, no?
I think he was younger than me. He had children that were grown up, but I was 59 at the time, and I think he was in his 50s.
And that's a question we get a lot too. So if some of you are wondering, it is not too late in your 50s. It's a perfect time to become a trucker, actually.
And if you can't stomach having a trainer younger than you, you need to grow up a little bit yourself there.
Yeah.
And obviously, somebody with more experience with you is what
That's
it's
who
about.
you need.
It's not an age thing.
Okay.
Hey,
Trucker. Oh. Trucker Ryan says, ask questions no matter how dumb they may
Yep.
sound. Yes, absolutely.
Ask them all. And take notes. Write stuff down. You'll remember it better.
So I've trained folks. Whoop, that's Sam
Older?
Argan. I've trained folks older and younger. Older definitely more difficult, but the ignorance of youth is definitely frustrating. Any advice for those who aren't connecting with their trainer?
If you're not connecting with your trainer, well, you've got to be humble. You've got to be open to the experience. You've got to be willing to do whatever it takes because you are new and you don't know shit. So just keep that in mind. If you don't connect with your trainer because of personality clash, call the company and say you want another trainer. There's no sense having a miserable experience where you don't learn anything and then you're the one going to be in trouble when you get your own truck. So get the most out of that time with your trainer and do what it takes.
And I'll say also, you know, at Werner it was 3 weeks. I don't know, other companies, not countries, other companies might be different amounts of time, but 3 weeks. Be professional. Suck it up. I mean, unless it's really bad, like if your trainer is abusive or something,
Yeah.
but truthfully, it's a professional relationship. You're not there to be the best of buddies, and just be professional and learn to, you know, in general, control your reactions and emotions, which I think seeing some of the stuff that's out on YouTube, we're like, my God, people, you know, get a grip and be professional. That's all. So if you're not connecting with your trainer has the experience, and like Kevin says, you need to respect that and you need to be open to learning. Don't go into it thinking you know whatever. You know, you're new, so you need to be open-minded and listen to your trainer. Unless you know, I mean, we've heard some bad stories about trainers, so obviously, you know, if you feel that your trainer is abusive or not teaching you anything, yeah, call the company, and I know at Werner they were willing to put you with a different trainer.
Yeah.
But initially, just remember you're there to learn. So that's the main point. Okay. Kid next door, hi from Florida.
Hi, from Florida.
And Prime Inc. is back to 50,000 miles for training. Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot of training.
Yeah.
But I will say in the 3 weeks I was out with my trainer, I didn't learn everything. I did a lot of backing, like 2 or 3 times a day I was backing that truck. But we never scaled the load in 3 weeks. So that was something that caught me by surprise once I got my own truck.
Yeah.
He was good about, you know, finding places to stay. So I learned a lot about that. You got to find a place to stay every night when you're out here. So I learned a lot about that. I learned how to run the truck. Yeah, there are things that you won't learn. So keep an open mind. Keep learning.
Yes, keep learning. And watch our channel. Because that's the thing. I mean, that was one of the things that was important to us, is that we realized even 3 weeks out with a trainer, there's just so much that you don't know. You know, CDL school, they teach you how to get your CDL. They're not really teaching you how to be an OTR trucker. They teach you how to get your CDL. Then you go to a company, you get orientation, and you go out with a trainer. And even then, like, there is so much that Kevin had to learn in those first few months. And that was one of the motivations in the videos that we were making, was to share everything that we were learning out on the road. Because it's a lot, and it can be really overwhelming and stressful when you're out there.
And fun. That was something that you brought up the other day too. You're like, because somebody asked a question, is there something that you wish you'd known before you got into trucking? And I think we did enough research that we had a pretty good handle on what was involved, and what we didn't know would be kind of part of the fun learning. You know, it makes it interesting. Exercising your mind keeps you young. So the fact that there were a lot of things I didn't know beforehand kind of made it exciting.
Right.
Yeah. Can we eat now?
Is the hour up?
Oh, no, there's no comments. Okay, we're done.
Kevin worked
We're done.
4 minutes overtime here.
4 minutes? Honey, it's
okay.
After.
Pull up at the fuel aisle, yes. You're always learning no matter how long you've been doing it. Hey, salty old fart!
Hey.
Hi!
Yeah,
I
you're
just love
always
seeing
learning.
the names here of you guys.
We got a lot
because
of funny people subscribed to this.
Well, there's a lot of humor on our channel.
Yeah.
And that again, on the last live, I just want to finish with this. On the last live, somebody said, is there still joy in trucking? Because, yes, we find a lot of joy. It's not easy, you know, but there is a lot of joy. And you just really have to have the right mindset. And that is a general that's general advice for life. You know, you can be miserable or you can have fun. And I actually had an experience recently with two should I talk about it? With two longtime Werner drivers, one commenting on the channel who had an attitude that we don't have that attitude. They were like, oh, you're just a rookie, shut up, and what do you know, and you need to pay your dues, and you know, I'm almost at $1 million and then I'll get my truck. I'm like, okay, well, good for you, but you're not actually going to own the truck, and I don't believe in suffering. So I don't feel like we have to pay our dues, you know, for years on end. Kevin paid his dues. He did 1 year. Whoop, he's serious now. He did 1 year, and then he could have stayed at Werner, but we did a lot of research, and it was a good idea for him to move to Crete, and we're happy because he's making much better money with a lot less stress. So everybody out there, it's all mindset. There is a lot of joy in life and a lot of joy in trucking. It's just how you look at things. And so one way that we really look at things is learning. If you make a mistake, somebody earlier in the video said they had a violation, learn. What is it you can learn? That's what keeps it, I think, interesting as well. Anyway, as you see, Kevin has left the live and he's back there cooking. So those of you who want to know how to cook in the truck, there you are. Kevin is cooking. So we want to thank all of you. Remember, do give it a thumbs up. We appreciate you showing up for this live. I know it was unannounced, but I just, you know, thought we can't always in trucking predict when we can sit down to do a live. And I thought, you know what, let me just go live.
Very
and we'll
important
see.
to have two good knives.
Yeah, nice.
Sharp, and a good knife sharpener.
Yes, he always has his knife sharpener. Anyway, so we thank you guys for joining us. Do give this a thumbs up. And for those of you watching the replay, please put your comments down below. And we appreciate all the questions. Oh yeah, you want to do the dance? On the replay too, hit the like button. And if you haven't done so yet, please do subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell. And we really appreciate all of you watching our channel. We love having you along for the ride. And we'll see you down the road. With love from Kevin.
Bye-bye.
Tanya. Bye.